Hello, and thanks so much for joining us today for Neighborhood Connection. We are out on location inside the historic Elbert Theatre, and we have a lovely cast sitting here with us today. As you can see, we're getting ready for the big production of Harvey. We've got Bob Larson here. He's directing this show. Thanks for being here, and thanks to all of you for being here. I know we're taking some precious time out of this rehearsal schedule just to talk with you guys. And you know, there may be some people that are familiar with Harvey. It's a classic, 1940s, I believe.
1944.
Yeah, and Jimmy Stewart. He was the front and center man, making this famous. And of course, we've got Mr. Bob Paul sitting up front, and he's taking on the role as Elwood. But if you want to, Bob, just tell us a little bit about what the story involves. Just give us a little background on that.
Well, the story is about Elwood P. Dowd and his, I hesitate to say imaginary friend, because he's not really imaginary. And he showed up shortly after the death of Elwood's mother, and the same time that Elwood's sister, Vita, played by Peggy Saponari, and her daughter, Myrtle May, played by Kimberly Dennis, came to live with Elwood. Well, Vita is trying to introduce Myrtle to society. Elwood is independently wealthy, having inherited his mother's estate. And Vita wants to get Myrtle May introduced to high society.
She's playing matchmaker.
She's trying to play matchmaker. So she throws a party to introduce Myrtle. Well, Elwood comes to the party and starts introducing Harvey to everybody, ruining it for Vita and Myrtle. And Vita decides she's going to get Elwood committed. Well, when she goes to the sanitarium, Dr. Sanderson, played by Nat McCarty, thinks that Vita is the one that needs to be committed after she starts talking about Harvey. And that's where the mayhem starts. So
the doctor thinks the sane one has lost her marbles.
That's correct.
And she is to be committed.
That's right.
What a twist.
It is. And then, of course, Dr. Chumley, played by Pat Bell, realizes somewhere along the line that it's not Vita that is supposed to be committed, but Elwood. And early in the play, Mrs. Chauvenet is introduced, or played by Jody. Jody, I'm sorry, all of a sudden forgot your last name.
Okay.
Curry, Jody Curry. Mrs. Chauvenet is a well-to-do friend of the family, once again in high society, and it's very important that they make a good impression upon her. Well, Elwood introduces Harvey to Mrs. Chauvenet, and once again, that's part of the early part in the party there.
And how does that go over? Like a lead balloon?
It goes over like a lead balloon.
Yeah. Harvey thinks a lot of her.
Yeah, Harvey thinks a lot of her. Mrs.
Harvey's interested.
Harvey's interested in everybody.
Yeah, okay. They kind of spiral.
They kind of spiral downhill.
Classic.
We have Bill Jenkins is Wilson, the orderly. Dr. Chumley's, what shall we call him?
Right-hand man.
Well,
Strong arm.
Yes, strong.
Strong arm. Dr. Sanderson would be Dr. Chumley's right-hand man. And we got Dennis Bryant here.
You're fired.
Who is Judge Gaffney. Now, Judge Gaffney is a friend of the family and Vita's lawyer, and Vita has decided that she's going to sue the sanitarium.
There's absolutely no basis in fact for the rumor that we had an affair years ago.
Now.
Okay. And we have here Nurse Kelly, played by Tony King, who has a romantic interest in Dr. Sanderson, but that's kind of a love-hate relationship, if you will. They go through.
That's typical. Typical, right?
We have Kathy Dennis here, who is playing. What's your character?
Mrs. Chumley.
Mrs. Chumley. Betty Chumley. So, Dr. Chumley's wife.
Long-suffering wife.
Yes, I hope that you can be on your best behavior.
And then Ken Little here plays the cab driver, who is key to the story's ending. If it were not for the cabbie, we would have an alternate ending to the story. We're not going to give away the ending to the story, but he...
Thank God for Ken.
He is...
Thank God for cabbies.
I'll have Bob Paul describe Elwood for you.
Yeah, he is probably the one with the most lines in the play, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, Harvey's pretty
you.
silent, so...
Yeah.
Well, Elwood is mild-mannered, optimistic, very calm, never meets a stranger, is not surprised or easily excitable. Just he enjoys being around people and enjoys doing things with his best friend Harvey, and unfortunately others can't see Harvey, so that's where the problem comes in.
Is this a childhood friendship? Can I ask that?
No,
Does it go way back?
It's a recent friendship. They met downtown unexpectedly, and
It was fate.
it was fate. Yeah, fate.
There were drinks involved.
Oh my.
There.
Now I see. It makes sense.
Elwood goes into a nice little story about how he met Harvey. I think we'll leave that for the play.
Sure. You don't want to give all the details away, that's for
It
sure.
is exciting.
Now, is this anyone's first play? Their debut appearance?
Yes.
Awesome. Wow, there's quite a few. How exciting.
Yeah, always exciting to get new folks into the Elbert Theater.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of Elbert County people and a
yeah.
few from out of town, right? Mm-hmm. Mr. Little, he's out of town. I know that. That's okay.
I'm
we'll
out of
take
everything.
You're right. You're all out, huh?
Nat lives in Athens, right?
But you
Yeah.
grew up here, right?
I grew up here, and
All
I
right,
still
that
teach at the high
counts.
school.
So he's got a good commute every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Jody's from Anderson.
Jody's from Anderson.
South Carolina girl over here joining us.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of people watching now that have never set foot in this theater. And if you haven't, I'm telling you, you're missing out. Number one, it's a beautiful theater. It's awesome to see. It's a gem to the community. So if you get a chance, you need to come out and take advantage of this, because these guys and girls have worked so hard. You invest so much time and energy, and it's a huge commitment. So I just encourage you to give it a shot. It's coming up in December, so if you're looking for something to do with your family, and I'm sure, is it an all ages, or is it okay?
Yes, there's a little bit of discussing about Elwood's drinking, but that's really more along.
I think for the record, Elwood does enjoy drinking, but he is not drunk. Y'all making him sound.
That's correct.
He's not stumbling over himself on the stage and slurring.
correct.
Okay.
I think
He's a social drinker. He's able to. He's never been spiffed before, as others have.
He can hold his own. Okay, so just consider that coming out. I love this period here, 1940s, and everyone has their awesome costumes on. They're all in, I guess you're having a dress rehearsal tonight since everyone's maybe.
Well, Tony King is our costume mistress, so she's done all the work in developing the costumes.
Great job. I love it.
Thank
you. I love it. It looks great. Well, thank you so much. And if there's anything else you want to add, I don't want to cut you off too soon, or if you want to address any particular questions to anyone here.
Well, let's see our cast members. Mr. Bell, would you like to say anything to the audience?
No, I'm Dr. William Chumley. It's my rest home, and I hope everybody comes and enjoys themselves.
And in addition to playing Dr. Chumley, Pat is building our set.
Yes.
That's our master carpenter, and this is going to be an awesome set. It's going to be an interesting one to see how we do it. Peggy, you have anything you'd like to add?
I can't think of anything.
Can't think of anything.
Is Peggy a veteran?
Peggy has
the
been in
theater?
several shows. She was
I was your wife once.
she was my wife.
In another life.
Once.
In another life, we were
And the
married.
man who came to dinner.
Forced you.
Right. And Miss Hathaway.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Kimberly, you'd like to add anything?
I don't.
Myrtle May?
What a cute, sweet little name.
It is. It's fun.
I'm named after my father's two sisters that are dead.
Myrtle and May.
She's just the time you have. I'm just like my relatives. They're all.
I'm just like my father's relatives. I'm not crazy at all. They're all dead.
You don't count.
Ken?
Well, just come out. It's a wonderful, wonderful show, and if you've got 275, I'm looking for it.
We'll know what that means when we get there, right?
You have to come
Yes,
to find out what's up.
Okay.
Yes.
But no checks.
No checks. No, I don't take checks.
Cash only. Tony?
Well, I just think everybody will really enjoy this show. I think I associate it with watching the old black and white TV shows because I really love the black and white movie version of this show. So a lot of the humor is similar to me in that, you know, it's just a good family comedy. It has clean jokes. It makes you giggle at things that people say to the side that others aren't supposed to be able to hear on the stage. But the audience gets to share that funny moment with the character that's saying it. And I think there's a lot of that in the show that will really let you leave happy. It's a show that you can come to and just have a good time and not have to worry about anything and then leave smiling. So I think everybody will enjoy it.
So do I. Nat, anything to add?
I look forward to seeing everybody the first 2 weekends of December, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Bob and the cast for taking me in as a newbie. I've really enjoyed working with everyone so far, and I just can't wait for the upcoming shows.
So,
Bill?
Well, it's my job to keep everybody in order, so I guess I'm just going to do that since I'm the orderly.
you got a tough job, it sounds like.
These crazy folks running around out the windows. So.
Yes, but remember, we're all your family right now. Dennis?
Well, normally I'm quiet and shy, but,
Oh, don't listen to that. Oh, no. Sure.
but I'll say this. The chemistry of the crew is, the actors and everybody is really good, and I think you'll probably see that come out in the play. It's been my experience when the cast has a camaraderie that it really increases the enjoyability for the audience.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Kathy?
I'm just enjoying the whole experience. This is my first time with the theater.
These what?
Well, I was trying to be polite and, you know, not be.
And you're getting to work with your daughter.
I am.
That's
that
fun.
Is such a fun time for both she and I. But I've enjoyed. I think if any play would suit me to start off with, this was the one. And we just all get along so well and work together well. And I know that if you'll come out and see this play, you will not be disappointed.
Don't miss it.
All right, we'll share the dates one more time, Tony, if you don't mind, for those of you just tuning in. We are, as you probably found out, inside the Elbert Theater here. We're talking about Harvey, upcoming play that will be in December. And Tony, if you'll share those dates.
Sure. It is December 5th through the 7th and the 12th through the 14th. Friday and Saturday shows are at 7:30 and Sunday shows are at 2 o'clock.
Okay, and again, it's to reserve your tickets. You can give Tony a call at the box office, 706-283-1049, and she will gladly take care of you. You can never go wrong with that. Again, you know, great Christmas, you know, presents. You can either gift the tickets or you can bring them yourselves to the theater. Just enjoy your time together and come out. But thank you so much, Bob.
Thank you.
I know you've worked hard, all of you have, and I just thank you as well for the investment you've made here, and look forward to seeing you soon. So please come out and support these guys in the show Harvey coming up in December. And thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next time on Neighborhood Connection.